Raider Nation, are you ready? Because week one is coming up this week. It's for real. Ready to go. No more fake games. No more preseason. No more Nathan Peterman.
Bottleneck. No more bottleneck, bro. Thank God.
So here we go. Raider Nation, we're going to preview everything about week one that you need to know. Fantasy advice from the Raiders, which Raiders you guys should have for fantasy. And the latest news and notes about the Raiders. And we'll break down the schedule a little bit too. Guys, ready for this? Silver and black allegiance. Here we go. Ready for week one of the NFL season. Bring it on. Bring on the hate because all the Raider haters will be showing up come Monday night. You already know, Juan. Raiders take on the Ravens. Monday Night Football, first game of the season. Are you pumped up?
I am super excited. I couldn't wait to do the show today. As everyone can probably hear, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm still here. I'm still bringing that Raider energy. I love the show. I love football's back. I love the Raiders. I'm ready to talk about it, bro. Let's fucking get it.
Shake back. What's going on, fellow Raider fan in the house? Guys, we're going to break down a couple things here before we get into our predictions for Monday night, but we will give you our score prediction for Monday night because that's what we do. That's what we do. But let me pull this up real quick. Here you guys go. Here's the latest news and notes for the Raiders. If you are a Raider fan, you have been following, and you should be excited about this news. Raiders signed linebacker KJ Wright. If you follow PFF and you believe all that PPF hype, I don't believe it as much. He was rated like one of the top linebackers, right? Along with the guy they picked up last week in Denzel Perryman. So now that's two linebackers the Raiders have gotten the last 2 weeks. Your thoughts on KJ Wright?
Immediate upgrade, and I think it was apparent because in other news, they cut third-round pick Tanner Muse, which a lot of people don't know much about because he never played a snap for the Raiders in a meaningful game. But he got cut. We got KJ Wright. I see that as a win. I know KJ Wright is old. I don't care. I think he's an immediate upgrade on what we had. It was a guy that was learning the position, but KJ Wright's a known veteran. He's been in Gus Bradley's defense. That's another thing from Seattle. So he knows the scheme, man. I love the pickup.
Yeah, a lot of people are I have not seen any negative things about the KJ Wright signing. A bunch of great things. All his Seattle teammates are wishing him well, wishing he was still there. He's 32 years old, probably not at the prime of his career, but he's still a great player. Knock on wood if you're with me. That's right. Shakeback loves to pick up as well. There's a lot of positive things about him, especially the leadership. And that's what I've noticed that the Raiders have been doing a lot this offseason is bringing in leadership, bringing in those guys that are going to run this locker room and teach some of these guys. Now, it's unfair for the Raiders to take a lot of heat for the Tanner Muse release. I don't know if you've been seeing it, but everybody's hating on him, going, oh, they mismanaged the third-round picks. First of all, go back to the 2020 draft and look at the third round and tell me somebody who's better than Tanner Muse in there. Not a lot of hits in that third round.
Yeah.
2020 draft was a very hard draft for people to do, especially since it was like around the COVID time when COVID first went. They were all learning how to meet up with these people, how to talk to these people. Raiders had 3 third-round picks. One they sent to Miami. With Bowden, they already got rid of him, and Tanner Muse is the other one. So 2 of them never played it down for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And the other one is Brian Edwards, who's going to be the starting wide receiver. So I'm good with it. I'm good with everything about it, but people are really hating on the Tanner Muse thing, and Tanner Muse has now signed with Seattle, and we'll see what he does. But he was a safety trying to become a linebacker.
You know what though? Part of it was a salary issue because I don't know if you've seen this, but Kwiatkowski, our other linebacker, took kind of like a restructured route in his contract where he was getting paid his bonus up front to clear some cap space. So I think that was an issue too with KJ Wright. Was never like, oh, I'm waiting for another team to pick me up. Like I'm liking them more than the Raiders. It was more like, no, I want this amount of pay, and that's the only amount I'm coming back for. So I think that's what took the process of the Raiders, saying, let's see how our roster looks. Let's see how these guys play out in preseason, and we'll take care of it once that happens. And it happened, bro. Like they winded up signing Perriman and KJ Wright, and they're upgrades. Both of those guys are better than Tanner Muse.
Yeah, very big upgrades, and they're going to be great in this defense. And we need linebacker play come week 1 with the running quarterback. But I like it. KJ Wright, I don't care if he takes a step back. He's still going to be good. And like I said, the leadership quality is what we need. People that have been in this Gus Bradley defense is exactly what we need. Now let's move on to topic number 2. Gruden came out this week and he said him and are working working together nicely. He thinks they're a great pair. We talked about it last week that they're both on the hot seat, more Mayock than Gruden. And then Mayock had also came out this week and said the Raiders need to make the playoffs. Do you think they're working nicely together, and do you think they are a playoff team? Do you think they need to make the playoffs for both of these guys to continue working nicely together?
I think it's obvious what you have to say. I think they are working nicely together. I think there's a reason why Gruden did pick Mayock, and we absolutely have to make the playoffs. You should have that mentality. The Raiders have had this mentality like, oh, just win 5 games or 6 games. Like it shouldn't be like that. It should be playoffs or bust. So I love the attitude that Gruden brings. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is, are these young players are going to develop and play big this year? That's what it all comes down to. And hopefully it works out. But I do think they genuinely coincide with each other. They both love football, like passionate guys. They're not about that BS. They're really like not like all about taking shots at each other in the media or behind people's back. Like I think they're really good at communicating with each other. Like they're kind of like the same breed,
Yeah, I think both of them they both look for the same kind of players. High character, high motor, love the game of football. And that's what they're looking for because they both love the game of football. Now, can Gruden be a little bit over the top when it comes to Mike Mayock? And I think it affects our draft board just a little bit? Yes. But I think that's what Mayock knew when he was coming in. And I think
I would say this, Joe, that KJ Wright pickup, that does seem more like a Gruden type decision. Gruden loves his veterans, and probably a lot with Gus Bradley too, with the defensive coordinator. But I think Mayock, with them, just a sign of them working together, Mayock got it done. Cutting Muse, he had to do what he had to do, and restructuring Kwiatkowski. So that's just, early signs of, they're still working together.
Yeah. And that's a great working relationship when one guy wants something and you don't really want it, but you're going to compromise and get it done.
Right.
But I think they both saw what KJ Wright's going to add to this defense. There's no doubt about it.
That's ego. That's ego, though. A lot of scouts, a lot of GMs, ego takes a big hit on why these teams freaking suck. They wind up drafting a quarterback or a linebacker in the 3rd round who they had high hopes for. The guy doesn't wind up panning out, and they wind up keeping him longer than they should. And I like that Mayock is willing to cut ties and not deal with a player that's not going to do shit for you in 3 years. Just let him go. It's not going to work out. Take that ego aside.
Boda, what's going on? Why do teams get hated on for cutting a player so early or getting rid of a player when they know that player is not going to work out for them or fit their system or do whatever they need to do? I don't get that. Like they got rid of him too quick. Well, good, because they didn't fit their system. Are you supposed to hold on to a player for an extra year or two just because you have him under contract and just because you might get them to get one or two plays in there? Tanner Muse was actually drafted for another system for Paul Gunther. Now it's not there no more. They gave Tanner Muse every chance this preseason. Right. He played good the first two games. The last game he played like crap. So they gave him every opportunity. It didn't work out. Get rid of him, cut your ties, bring somebody else in that's going to get the job done. And I don't know why you take a lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
But we'll move on, and we'll move on to the captains. The captains were named by the Raiders. Derek Carr, of course. Welcome. Max Crosby, Incognito, Ingold, Jacobs, Ngakoue, and Waller. So really, one outsider, one free agent became a captain, and everybody else has been there for a while. Your thoughts on the captains?
Why the hell are we getting so much hate for this? I watched NBC Sports, one of the like PFF football or whatever. I forgot what it is, but they're talking about how is it concerning that the Raiders picked 7 guys for captains. And I'm like, I'm looking around the league. I seen that the Cardinals picked 9 guys for captains. I seen that the Chargers had 6 guys. Like multiple teams around the league had multiple captains. And I'm just like, why are you singling out the Raiders just because they got 7 captains?
Is it concerning that the Raiders are going to play in a stadium on Monday night? Like,
right?
They can find anything and everything to,
like, what the fuck, dude?
question the, like, come on, like, these are good captains. Like, these are great guys. Is it a little bit concerning that most of them are on offense? Yeah, I mean, I wish I would have saw a couple more defensive guys, but we're working those defensive guys, and I like it. I like that. Your quarterback is your captain. He should be. Max Crosby's taking over 2 defensive ends right there.
Yeah,
and they're saying that they're motored, and Ngakoue is taking that leadership role. You see him going out there and talking, and he's bringing up the young guys. So I like it. Yeah. I don't care if you made 53 captains. I don't care.
I really don't. And like they're saying, oh, some of the captains for the Raiders have gotten cut like the past couple of years. I'm just like, oh my goodness, dude. Like anything to fucking hate. I'm just like, what the hell, dude?
It's very concerning that that you have captains, that you have people that are stepping up in leadership roles. It's very concerning, right? It's very come on, get that crap out of here.
Yeah.
Tua wasn't named a captain in Miami. Shakeback said that.
And I don't think that's a big deal because some guys just don't lead that way. There's different ways of leading. You know who's a big example of that? A guy like Mariota. Mariota, I feel like it wasn't anything like his personality or anything. I think the guy just got hurt and his play started declining. But he was a different type of leader. He was a guy to more show it than just talk about it. Like some guys just don't have that talking ability where like they're just talking all day and they're rooting up the crowd like freaking Drew Brees and stuff. Some guys just lead by example. Khalil Mack was like that. Khalil Mack wasn't that big of a talker. He was just more like, I'm going to go out there and play. I'm going to go out there and show it.
Spotlight Raiders talk. What's going on? Raiders.
Yes, sir.
Sports Scoop. What's going on? Let me ask you this. We don't have this on here as one of our newsworthy things. And before we get into our next topic, Latavius Murray released.
Tay-Train.
Raiders actually have brought in Peyton Barber as our 3rd string running back right now. If you didn't know that, Peyton Barber is there because Jalen Richard's dealing with his injuries.
Yeah.
Would you want a return of Latavius Murray?
For the right price, but I think that was the issue in New Orleans. Obviously, was issue with a pay cut with them. Like the Saints wanted to lower his salary, he wasn't having it. For the right price, I would definitely bring back Latavius Murray to have as your 3rd down back. But I think that's ego involved. He doesn't want to be the 3rd down guy. He wants to be at least the backup running back. But love Latavius Murray. Tay-Train, baby. He just had a problem with fumbles, honestly.
I was yelling out. I go, Latavius! Kerryon Johnson got a workout. Yes, he did. And there's one more other running back. I can't think off the top of my head. They got a big running back workout this week too with the Raiders. So they're bringing in guys. And Gruden has been doing this the last couple of years. We're a little off topic, but Gruden has been doing this the last couple of years. He's been bringing in big backs or guys that can get the goal line carries. And Kerryon Johnson would be nice because he's still a young guy, but he has injuries. There's a reason the Eagles cut him. There's a reason the Lions got rid of him. So I'm kind of iffy about him, but I always thought he had enough talent. But Raiders will finally find somebody, but they just need somebody to go on the other side of Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs, but they need that big dude.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. These are Raiders that you need to own in fantasy football this season. So, guys, these are some of them are like go ahead and take them. Some of them you can ride on the bench. But, of course, we got the quarterback, Derek Carr. Darren Waller is probably might be the top tight end this year. He's going to compete with Kelsey. The two running backs we just mentioned in Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. And then, of course, you never see this. You never really see this in fantasy football. We're going to say take the two Raider wide receivers. Your thoughts?
I think the absolute sleeper out of all these is Bryan Edwards for me. I'm really high on Bryan Edwards. I said it in an episode. I forgot if it was episode 1 or 2 for us. But Derek Carr is notorious for leaning towards receivers like Bryan Edwards. Even early in his career with the Andre Holmes, Michael Crabtree, just aggressive catching receivers, go up and get it type guys. Bryan Edwards is that dude. Henry Ruggs, I know people tend to just, it's the name and people automatically want to pick Ruggs, but don't be surprised if Bryan Edwards is the guy that's getting the touchdowns and possibly more yards than Henry Ruggs. Just because Carr, even in college, guys, with Devontae Adams, type of guy to go out there and go get it. He's always favored those type of dudes. That's what Carr likes.
I saw, what's his name? Josh Dunho. He's a Sports Illustrated Raiders beat guy, but this guy hates the Raiders. Like he hates the Raiders with a passion. Like on Twitter, if you follow him, I follow him all the time just because I do it. But he'll bring up just Raider stats just to hate on Raiders, right?
Yeah.
He actually came out with a little bit of love this year for Bryan Edwards, and he says he expects Bryan Edwards to get at least 70 catches and over 1,000 yards, which was surprising to me you and I both love Bryan Edwards, and I know Tony Tucker hates on me for Bryan Edwards, and he goes, and I go, no, Bryan Edwards is going to break out. Trust me. He's going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Now, Kenyon Drake, I don't know if he's going to get a lot of rushing yards, but I expect a lot of like receptions out of the backfield.
Drake and Josh, baby.
Yeah. And then Darren Waller, he's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
Derek Carr always puts up numbers. Derek Carr is a guy, he should be on a roster somewhere, and sometimes he's always that guy on the waiver wires for some reason.
Yeah. The only thing as far as fantasy wise with Derek Carr that you have to worry about is because he does play for John Gruden. John Gruden loves to run the ball. So the run is probably always going to come first. So the numbers are not going to look as inflated as other quarterbacks, like a Kirk Cousins or something. That doesn't mean that Derek Carr's bad. Fantasy is a completely different thing from if someone's actually good at football.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
So that's our fantasy guys right there. Hey, pick them all up, roster them. Some of them you might have to wait a couple games before they get it going. Of course, Darren Waller should be on your roster day one. Of course, with Josh Jacobs as well. The other guys, it's a wait and see, but roster them now so you're not waiting for them.
We got to get a nickname for Bryan Edwards, man, because I'm really high on him. Joe's high on him. He's going to have a really, really surprising year. Pick him up, man. He's going and pass like the 8th round, even past the 10th sometimes, depending on how big your league is. Pick him up, bro. He just a guy to stash.
So here we go. Here's our record predictions. It's on here. I'm gonna pull the schedule up. It has our record predictions. Raider fans, give us, if you're in here, first of all, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and put in the comments what your record predictions are. You're going to see ours right here on the screen. We're going to show you them on the screen and along with the schedule, and we'll break down the schedule just a little bit. So, of course, week 1, Monday Night Football against the Ravens. Turn around. fly to the East Coast, play Pittsburgh at like 10 in the morning, which on a short week that sucks.
Yeah.
Come back home for Miami. Got Monday night at home. I call it at home in SoFi in the Charger Stadium. That's ours. We got the Bears, the Broncos, Eagles. Got a bye week in week 8, which is I'll take that week 8. I'll take it. At least it's not like week 4, week 5, like
Yeah.
we've been getting. Go to the Giants. Sunday night football against the Chiefs. Bengals. Thursday night Thanksgiving game against the Dallas Cowboys. Washington football team at Kansas City. So that one's going to be a cold one. At Cleveland, another cold game. Broncos week 16. Go to Indianapolis and then finish at home with the Chargers. Where do you see the toughness in this schedule?
I think it's obviously within week 13 all the way to week 18, because you potentially play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playoff potential teams. I think football teams playoff, Chiefs, Browns, Colts, and then possibly the Chargers. And that's just tough, man. And plus you're going to be playing in Cleveland in late November, early December. It's probably going to be cold. Maybe a tough, rugged out game like it was last year. And plus Kansas City, you have to go in Arrowhead. I know the Raiders won last year in Arrowhead in a long time, but it's always been tough playing there. And I hate playing them late in the season, man. I love how the schedule always winds up picking us to go play them in Arrowhead kind of late in the season. I wish we'll play them like week 3, get it over with in September, but you know, the NFL loves to screw over the Raiders.
Yeah, they always do. But hey, what I like is the primetime games. I like it. Yes, we do play some tough games at the end of the schedule, like you said. I think well, the whole schedule right there is hard. The first 4 games, the first 2 games against 2 North guys with great defenses. Woo! There you go. Monday night. Then you go to Miami, or you play Miami. Can we beat Miami? Should we have beat Miami last year with the Tua and all that? I think that's going to be an okay game. Then you got a division game, but then it gets like you could say it gets a little bit easier. But even like the Bears, the Broncos, the Eagles,
I think that's the stretch we have to capitalize on, though. That's where we need to stack up wins. There's always a place in the schedule where you got to stack up the dubs. And we're capable of beating all 4 of those teams. The Bears, Broncos, Eagles, Giants.
So what would be an okay record for you going into week 10 against the Chiefs?
I would say you have to go split these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got to have at least 5 to 6 wins. Honestly.
So you're saying at least 5-3, 6-2 going into that game?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still 4-4 going into that game. You're not happy?
Not totally. Not 100%, because I just think that late stretch is going to be tough. I really do think those teams are going to be really good.
I'd hate to say this. I don't care if the Raiders go 1-15, but they better beat the Dallas Cowboys. They better beat the Dallas Cowboys, especially on Thanksgiving Day. Actually, I do care if they go 1-15. I'll be really pissed off. But they better beat the Dallas Cowboys. It's one of the games. If they go 4-4 into that game, right, into the Chiefs, they have a very tough stretch down there. But say they could split it with the Chiefs, or if they don't split it with the Chiefs, that's going to make it even harder, because then they're 4-6, and you got to hope they get the Bengals, the Cowboys, pull off the Washington game, which would put them at 7-6, and then the final 4, and that's where you're looking at like, okay, because I think 10 wins is a playoff team. 9 wins is pushing it. It's right there on the cusp. 11, you're good. So, like you said, let's just say going into week 13 against, I'm not big on Washington like a lot of people are. So I'm going to say going into week 14, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 12 games in, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to at least have 6 wins. 6 and 6, 7 and 5 going into there, and I think they'd be able to pull it off.
Really?
8 would be, I think they could.
So you're saying by week 14 have 6 wins, right? Correct?
Yes.
So that'll mean they'll have to win 4 straight to get to 10. So they have to be Cleveland, Denver, Indy, and LA.
To get to my record of 10, yes. To get to your record, they just need 3 of those wins, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm just saying, I think that's where they'll be competitive in the AFC if they can keep that many wins by that time. Right. I'm not saying I wish it would be a lot better, but I'm saying
you start off
playoff hopes alive.
Well, you start off with the division, right? Chargers. You think we're going to split? I think we can split with the Chargers.
Yeah, I think we can split because the Raiders went 4-2 last year in the division.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they could split with the Chargers, if not sweep the Chargers, depending on a couple plays. There was a couple close plays last year. Broncos, I think, are better this year. So, but I think they can beat. I think they can sweep the Broncos again.
Yeah, and look, let's just be fair. Let's be realistic. It is predictions. The Raiders are going to lose games, so I'm gonna say you have to assume you have to give the respect to the Chiefs. We're gonna win, lose both games to the Chiefs. I know shit's gonna probably happen, and we do have a possibility of winning. But just for the sake of predictions, I say we split with the Chargers. We sweep the Broncos. I have confidence that we can sweep the Broncos, and then probably lose 2 to the Chiefs.
So let's go 3-3 in the division, right? 3-3 in the division. Now, where's your automatic wins?
Hard for automatic wins, but I'm gonna say the lock win out of this whole schedule is probably the Eagles. I'm calling it week 7. Shout out to my co-host Max. We are beating the Schlegels. I'm gonna be so pissed if we lose to them.
Because Mike wants to know your floor. What's your floor? If 9-8 is your prediction, what's your floor?
So the worst case scenario, you start off 0-2 because 2 tough opponents, right? You win one against.
Mike's saying the lock win is the Dolphins.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. 0-2, win one against the Dolphins. You lose a division game. You lose to the Bears. You lose to the Broncos. Win against the Eagles. Like at that point, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 2-5. And I mean, once you're 2-5, you're kind of out of it by then. You still got to play the Chiefs twice. Like, you're probably going to go on your way to about 5 to 6 wins.
Yeah, I was going to say the floor, I see 5 wins. The floor. Because that tough stretch right there. Now, I'm going to say they beat the Dolphins. I'm going to say they beat the Bears. I'm going to say they beat the Eagles and they beat the Bengals. Those are four locks. Then they go 3-3 in the division. That's 7 wins right there. That's in my opinion. So they got to pull off the Dallas game. Then they got to pull off either one of the week 1s or week 2 games, and either the Washington game or the Browns game, right, or the Giants game.
See,
so it could happen.
You see, another thing that kind of scares me is stop with Jalen Hurts. Just because he's on your fantasy team, Tony, doesn't mean he's gonna go off.
Jalen Hurts, hands all over Vegas, like they ain't no stranger to the pole.
The one thing that scares me with the Bears is, let's say we play them by week 5, right? Andy Dalton is their starter right now. The Bears can easily start 1-4 with Andy Dalton. Maybe does Justin Fields start his first game against the Raiders? I feel a lot different about the Bears with Justin Fields than Andy Dalton. That's another thing to look at against the Bears.
Look at the quarterbacks that the Raiders go against. Lamar Jackson, Big Ben, Tua, Justin Herbert. Then you get to like what you're saying. Could it be Fields at that point?
Yeah.
So right there, the top 5 Teddy Bridgewater, Jalen Hurts. You got some movement, some guys that can move. We're playing some good quarterbacks this year, but I don't know. I think 10-7 is good for me. 9-8 is good for you.
I think
your
both of those are playoff records. I think you can get into the playoffs on the AFC side at 9-8. I truly believe that.
But what is that? Where would that put? Where would your 9-8 record put the Raiders in the division?
I think you can easily be third. I think the Chargers are going to have a better record, but that doesn't mean the Raiders don't get into the playoffs. I think the AFC West is going to have 3 playoff teams.
You shouldn't have said that with Mike
I don't care.
In the chat. Here they come. They're going to come through right now.
Oh yeah, come on through. Just because you have a good season doesn't mean you're going to win anything. You guys have 0 Super Bowls still. Do I need to bring up 14-2 with Marty Schottenheimer and blow it in the playoff game? I'm just going to say that, you know.
I'm with you. I think 3 teams from this division make it. And I don't care if we're number 3. I don't care if we're the last
I don't give a damn. If you're in the dance, you're in the dance. I don't care what seed you are.
See, there you go. There you go. Bolt up.
You should have put that in like uppercase and lowercase letters. Bolt up. Like, what kind of saying is that? Bolt up? Like, come on, my guy. I'm a 9-8 for the Raiders, and the schedule is tough for Las
Tony's
Vegas
with you.
Raiders.
He's saying the same thing that you are. That tough break is at the end of the year.
I think we could have went 10-7 or 9-8 last year. Or should I say 9-7 and 10-6 last year? Because we had a couple games that were just, could have swayed the other way. So hopefully we get some good luck this year.
We'll be sweeping the Chargers. Sweep the Chargers. All right, let's go down to Monday night because we all know. Hold on, let's bring in Mike one more time.
Carr blows out knee 14-2. Yeah, but come on, bro. That's nowhere compared. That Charger team was really, really good that year, and you guys blew it. You had LaDainian Tomlinson, the savior of the Chargers, who everyone loves, on the bicycle saying, my knee hurts, and didn't even go out there and play, bro. Come on.
Mike is 5-12 on the Raiders. But that's good because every time Mike underestimates the Raiders, they did good. Ask Mike.
You're out of your mind. There's no. I don't think it's 5. But you're gonna be
9-8.
Yeah, you're gonna be right if we have injuries. I don't think there's no way in hell that the Raiders only win 5 games. The offense is way too good. It's a top 10
Raiders
offense.
Improve? The Raiders were the second best team in this division last year. They went out and improved their defense and improved their offense, and they all of a sudden are now a 5-win team. I don't get it. Finally, this morning, that people were talking about the Chiefs' offensive line and how bad it was and how bad it still is. But let's not get into that. Let's get into Monday night. Monday Night Football, when the music kids are going to be, are you ready for some football? And we're going to get ready. We're going to get hyped up. They're going to play some great Raider intros. You know they will. Lamar Jackson coming to Vegas. They actually have no running backs right now. Like, all their running backs are getting hurt. I think one of their wide receivers is hurt. Do the Raiders have a chance?
Oh, most definitely. There's no way that the Raiders, like, this is a lock that the Ravens are going to win. First of all, it's week 1. A lot of crazy shit happens week 1. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. Their one win was in week 1 against a playoff team, Indianapolis Colts. Second of all, Lamar Jackson has had COVID. Rashad Bateman's been hurt. A lot of their guys have been just going down like flies. J.K. Dobbins out for the season. It's September, bro. I think this is the perfect time to catch the Ravens, and the Raiders are catching them at the perfect time. Week 1, this is where you punch the Ravens in the mouth, and you look like a playoff team week 1 of the NFL season, and you make a statement at home.
Like you said, week 1, anything happens. There's always upsets. There's always big games that turn out to be nothing because really you don't know what your football team is until after week 4. So week 1, anything can happen. There's no tape out there of what these guys are doing, what these new guys are doing. Gus Bradley has a great record against Lamar Jackson. He's actually been able to hold the Ravens every time that he's played him under a certain amount of rushing yards. He's held Lamar Jackson. Derek Carr is 2-1 against the Ravens in his career. If we were going to Baltimore, it would be a tougher game. This is Vegas. The Raiders get pumped up with the crowd the first time with the crowd. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be ready to go. Raiders play at a different level in primetime games at home. And I don't understand all this Raider hate and how they're saying that the Ravens are going to come out and just blow them away. It's not going to be like that. Raiders got lucky. All their players all getting hurt.
How is that lucky? That's just the NFL, Mike. That shit happens. You should know that as a Charger fan. You guys always go down like flies.
Top running back in the game in a meaningless preseason game. All right. Here's our predictions for Monday night. You ready for them? There's your score, 26-17 Raiders. I got 34-24.
I kind of like your score a little bit better. I can see the Raiders putting up 30 points. I just know this. If you have Josh Jacobs, I think you guys should pick him up and start him because I think the Raiders are going to run the football. I don't think the Ravens are the same defensive line as we've been seeing. I think guys are older. I believe they're starting a new guy in Jason Oweh, who I'm not a big fan of out of Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to run all over him, bro.
Yeah, I don't think the Ravens defense is the same Ravens defense as in the past. They're good, but they're not going to be a great defense like they were. The reason I'm going high score is because I think I'm not going to say the Ravens aren't going to score. They're going to put some points up, and the Raiders are going to have to put some points up. I'm going to go on record right now and say the Raiders get a defensive touchdown in this game.
Really? I would love to see that. I love seeing defensive touchdown. I don't feel like the Raiders haven't got them. Who gets it? If you had to predict.
If I had to predict,
Abram?
That would be nice. It would be nice. You know what? I'm going to go KJ Wright.
KJ Wright. Okay.
KJ Wright makes the difference right off the bat.
Wow.
Picks up a fumble, takes it to the house. That's my because in my mind, I'm thinking one of the defensive ends like Max Crosby or Ngakoue, but I think they make the play that KJ Wright picks it up and goes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little bit too high, but I like our offense.
Yeah.
I like everything about it. I'm giving the Ravens credit because I'm not just going to say they're going to come and shut these guys down. There's no way. Lamar Jackson is a great talent, and there's no way that you're going to just shut him down, and especially in week one. But it's going to be.
And I'm going to say this. Yeah, and I'm going to say this. I think the Raiders have a big advantage because what's the weakest point of the Raiders? I believe it's probably the secondary. And the Ravens don't have no one at receiver, bro. Sammy Watkins is washed. Marquise Brown is overrated. They don't have receivers. They were starting Dez Bryant last year. Rashad Bateman has been dealing with a hamstring. I don't even know if he's going to play. Like, Raiders load up the box and stop the run. Make Lamar throw the ball. And I think we're going to win this game.
So put it on the board. Win week number 1. Win for the Raiders.
Dub.
And there, I'll show you the scores one more time. This is our predictions. You guys can come back next week and let us know if we were right, wrong. It don't matter because we'll be right back saying next week's predictions. So we're Raider Nation. I know people are going to be like, well, of course you're going to pick the Raiders to win. I truly believe the Raiders can win this game. Is it going to be a tough game? Hell yes, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody, I'm not going to come out and go, Ravens are just going to whoop their ass all up and down the field. No, the Raiders have they've been making adjustments for this.
Joe, if you can you check this? Can you check the spread of this game from Vegas? You know, are the Raiders underdog or are they favored? I'm just curious. Because look, if you guys are a betting man and you want to bet something, I would say for the Raiders to cover, if they're underdogs, take it. I think guaranteed the Raiders are gonna cover.
Did a win bet, Raiders plus 4.5.
Okay, yeah. So the Raiders are 4-point underdogs. I think they're gonna cover that.
What the money line is plus 175 for the Raiders. And then the over-under on points is 51.
Ooh. I would have to say under on the points.
But it says the Raiders are 22 and 26 against the spread with John Gruden since he took over in 2018.
I think they definitely cover, though.
Gruden's squad was the best over team in the NFL, going 12-3-1 last season.
Not bad.
So you got that going for you. I like Wallace. I'm not gonna lie. I like Wallace, but I hope he just doesn't break out until later on. Wait on that one, Tony.
I really like Rashad Bateman, but you need time, and he's hurt. I really like Rashad Bateman for the Ravens.
So Mike, over under 51 points, guys. What are you guys thinking? Over under 51 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under too.
Well, I'm already over.
Yeah,
I'm already over. So I'm staying with my over. I'll stay there. I like it. Because the NFL it's all about scoring. It's all about offense now.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. But all right, guys. You guys saw our scores. You guys see who we're going for. Of course, we're taking the Raiders week 1, Monday night game. We broke down our schedule. Here's our predictions of the schedule. How we feel that we're going to finish. Both of us say that these are good enough to make the playoffs, even if it's as the third team in the AFC West. We broke down the fantasy advice, gave you who you guys should be holding on to, grabbing, put it on your roster in the fantasy league right here. Some of these guys, like you said, can start week 1. Some of these guys you might have to hold on and just stash for just a second. And we broke down the captain's news. We broke down KJ White, and we talked about Gruden and Mike Mayock. It was a great show. Juan, you got anything else to add?
I'm going to be screaming Raiders at the top of my freaking lungs on Monday. I'm going to love it. And if the Raiders win, I'm going to be coming out of a coma because I'll probably pass out because I'll be screaming so much. So I love it. I'm going to go to war, bro, with the Charger fans, especially Tony and Mike. You're making my – like I thought I was capped out with hate for the Chargers. You're boiling my blood, bro. I can't stand Charger fans. You guys are like roaches, bro. You guys are pretty much worthless, but, you know – you get your head cut off, but you still stay alive. You know, you're just hard to get rid of.
They're too legit to quit.
But all love to them, bro. I still hate the Chargers, though. That's legit, though.
I don't know if I'm going to go live on Monday night yet. I know we will have a live coverage of it. Not sure if I'll hop on and do it because, like you said, me and you get too passionate for the games. We'll start kicking stuff. We'll start doing all kinds of stuff. But we'll see. Come Monday night, but I'll be yelling and screaming. I don't know if you do this. I'm just a weirdo, and I do this. I set up the speaker. Every time the Raiders score, I play the Raiders theme song. That's
fucking dope, man.
And I play it, and my wife gets all like, "Oh, there goes your dad again," telling the kids like, "There he goes. Raiders must have scored." I have a great time doing it. You got to have a great time watching the team, but if they're losing, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I get so mad. Bolt up. Their show's tomorrow. Okay, look, we gave you a little bit of credit.
Powder Blue. What a girl, bro. Come on, man. That shit is so ugly, Tony.
Coach Ed Ogeron or whatever his name said. It was a Sissy Blue.
Sissy Blue, man.
Wearing that Sissy Blue.
Ugly-ass uniforms. You know your uniforms are weak as fuck when you wind up changing them every 5 years. That's how you know that shit's weak. With your weak ass logo too.
Bolt up, guys. Bolt up.
Bolt up.
Put it in. Find the electric and put it in and charge us up, guys.
San Diego Superchargers.
Show them the Super Bowl rings. Come on, Mike. Show us the rings. Oh, all right. You guys don't have them. Anyways, tomorrow on the Warzone Sports Network, football returns. Thursday night football. First game of the season. Come and laugh at Dallas Cowboy fans along with us as they get beat down by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers live on the Warzone Sports Network. Also, like Mike said, the Bolt Up gang is showing up tomorrow. I think there's a Jets show. I think there's a Niners show. There's a Giants show. There's a
jeez.
Every team you can think of on it.
All teams that we hate.
Yeah. It's like,
Nah, go ahead and go check those out though, man. Shout out to the
Y'all just say
Warzone
Raiders
Sports
like you smoke
Network.
a pack of tape. Hey, we're gonna have to bring on Mark Davis's hairdresser one day. I don't know if you saw him make a appearance. Tony, we need to make more jabs at the Raiders. You can't because the Raiders are such a better team. But
bro, it's not even comparable. You guys are the little sister in the division. Stop. Just stop it. The Donkeys are better than you guys. They're more relevant. Just stop.
Before we go on, we can go on all day talking about the Chargers, but we're out of here. Juan, thanks for another great episode. I'll see you next week.
Later, bro. Go Raiders.